The sun, our mighty star, is more than 1 million times bigger than Earth. It gives us light, warmth, and life. But imagine, just for a moment, if it were shrunk down to the size of a soccer ball, a glowing, fiery sphere barely 20 centimeters across, floating in space. What would happen to us? First, the obvious. Without its mass, the sun would lose its gravity. Right now, the sun's gravity holds Earth and all the planets in orbit. If it suddenly became soccer ball sized, it would have almost no gravitational pull. Earth would immediately fly off into space like a rock thrown from a slingshot. Within weeks, our planet would drift into the freezing void, leaving behind the comfortable orbit we call home. Light would vanish too. The sun's nuclear fusion is what creates its incredible brightness, but if it shrinks to the size of a ball, it can't sustain fusion anymore. Instead of a blazing star, we'd have a small, dark, cold sphere. Earth would be plunged into darkness. Within days, temperatures would drop below freezing. Within months, the oceans would start to freeze over. Plants would die without sunlight. Animals would starve, and humanity would be left scrambling for survival underground, near geothermal vents or artificial reactors. But let's take the fantasy further. What if the soccer ball sun still glowed with the same brightness as before, but just smaller in size? In that case, its light would be far weaker, like a giant light bulb in the distance. The solar system would look terrifyingly dark. Planets would be lit faintly, casting long shadows across endless night. Daytime on Earth would be more like a permanent twilight. Photosynthesis would slow down, crops would wither, and global ecosystems would collapse. And what about solar energy? Today we harvest power from the sun's rays. With a tiny sun, solar panels would become useless. Our entire technological infrastructure, from farming to electricity, would fail. Humanity might try to build massive artificial suns, giant orbital reactors to replace the missing heat and light. But keeping a whole planet warm is almost impossible. Even with technology, most of Earth would become an icy wasteland. Now, consider the emotional side. For thousands of years, humans have looked up at the sky, worshiping the sun as a symbol of power and life. If it shrank into a glowing ball, small enough to hold in your hands, it would change our very idea of the universe. The sky would look empty and frightening. Stars would still be there, but our own sun, the center of our existence, would look weak, fragile, almost pitiful. Would we even believe life had meaning without its warmth? In the end, a soccer ball sun means one thing: the end of life as we know it. Either Earth freezes in eternal darkness, or we desperately try to replace our star with artificial light. It's a reminder of how fragile our survival is, and how much we depend on that massive burning sphere. Without the real sun, our home would be nothing more than a frozen rock drifting in space.